G'day, Christian creators. Thumbnails seem so tricky that every time well, it, I want to help you with your thumbnails, with everything you do. And I want to make it simple. So every time you upload, it'll just make it simple, keep it concise, 5 rules, and it's even without Photoshop. My name is Craig and this is Morningstar Better Thumbnails. Don't make great thumbnails, just make them better. And the way to make them better is just to make them simple. Don't overdo things. And and Photoshop is it's expensive. You've got a lot of things to do. And we want to get into this and make sure that, make that learning curve just a little bit less. So let's get into it. Is it working? There we go. Okay. So let me just adjust some lights and we're going to get into this really quickly because there we go. Because it just didn't work out today. See, I got 4 minutes on my clock. 4 minutes. And it came live earlier than that. So, anyway, we learn, okay, how to make it simple. So, I have Pixel Art E. This for me was a game changer. I couldn't afford Photoshop. I did know Photoshop a little bit, but it was a learning curve that I just wasn't prepared to do. When it came to Canva, it just didn't do enough. So let's set this up. So in Pixel Art E, I go in there, 1920 by 1080. Okay, we've got it fairly straightforward. Now, the first thing here, and probably the first thing we need to do with any thumbnail is have meaning. I mean, what's the point of putting your thumbnails up is because you want to have some meaning that to get someone to click. You've got to make it intriguing. You've got to make people click. Make people click is probably the wrong word. It's making it so intriguing that you just want people to click and they have to click. So let's go into, you can't really see this, but let's go the background and we're going to make it fairly simple and we'll go to the next thing. So that meaning is the first thing. Background is everything. And in the background, my dog, I don't know if you can see my dog, but she's making noise in the background. Great timing, Tilly. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's get back into this. All right. So in the background, we have, she's still going. But anyway, I hope you can't see this. So in the background, we have this shot. Now, I've got everything prepared, but I just want to make, I guess, I have a thought with this. This is first part of this thumbnail, and it's going to be the same one that you saw clicking on this, but let's just start with the background. Now, the next thing is positioning. Position is everything. Now, if you divide these things up into, you got 2 halves. So you got 2 halves, or you got 3/3, if that makes sense. And so what we'll do is, you could have this screen on one half or on the other half. Let's make that a bit bigger. So you could have it on one half or the other half. And I am going to go with traditional, or I'm going to go with the thirds. So when it comes into, and I'm going to just add me in here a bit. There we go. Yeah, okay. So now you can see I'm on the third. You can put me in the middle. You can put me on the side. And this is, well, you. Or whatever the main focus is, the whole point of your video. Now, and like I said, with position, I mean, I could put this over this side and this and me on this side. Oop, oop. That's me to start this, and obviously I need to get the timing right with my the lives. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I could do it this side, but I feel like, because the words are going to go this side, I feel like it's just a little bit distracting. And at the end of the day, you need, I guess at the end of the day, you need to be with things not to be distracting. The only thing distracting is the main image. And the other thing is, you can see my eyes. Let's go back here again. Yeah, I mean, you can see my eyes. That eyes are, they say, the window of the soul, but they attract attention like nothing else. And in your thumbnails, if you have a picture of you, then make sure it's looking at the lens like I am right now. Because if I'm looking over here, do you want to click? Do you even think I'm talking to you? No. But I've got me here, and I feel like this is just a little bit distracting how it is, because we've got this over here and this over here. There's too many things, but I still want to have that feel of we're in a gaming room, because I guess you could say this is like a gaming, well, yeah, like a gaming thumbnail. So, all right, I think that is fine. But as you can see, it is still, well, it's still a little distracting, and we can put some words in, and you'll see that once we start adding words, we start doing this, it just gets a little bit distracting. And hang on, what do we, can you see there? 5, whoops, no, 5, let's go 5, and let's go again. Simple, and let's go again. Tips, tricks, tips. What did I do? Tips. Oh, well, let's 5 simple rules. Okay. And again, this is position. Now, I've got things on thirds. So you can see here, I'm on the third, and on when it comes to the wording, they'll be on the other 2/3. So 2/3 words, 1/3 me. Okay. I mean, you could have it half and half, but I feel when it comes to this type of thing, yeah, it just makes so much more sense. So, and sometimes the fiddliest of things can be just the words. So let's just fix that up. Can I do is, now on the thumbnail you just clicked, I actually had the word 5. I feel like that just somehow better. 5 simple, and let's get rid of that one. 5 simple rules. Whoops. Ridiculous. 5 simple rules. Okay. Now, again, we are, there's a lot happening here. There's only 3 elements here, but it feels like there's so much more, and we need to simplify it. So one thing we can do is just make the wording a little bit smaller. 5 simple rules. That's a little better. But now, what do we got? We've got meaning. So making sure you have meaning. So, I mean, it doesn't, like, when it comes to meaning, you're probably thinking, well, this doesn't mean 5 simple rules. But maybe it's the reaction, it's the thought behind it. It's the, oh my goodness, 5 simple rules for thumbnails. And you've got, you've got someone gaming behind or something, even though it's not a gaming thing. But okay, we need to simplify this. And one of the other 5, so we've got meaning, we've got position, we've got background. So background, we've just done background, but we're going to go back to background, and the next thing we're going to do is color, because color makes so much. So at the moment, as I said, everything is just competing against each other. If we can simplify it, then that makes so much more difference. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, this is just something I like to do. I make it monochrome. So now it's black and white. Then we click on, what's it called? The shape tool. So then we make a color over the top, and let's make it a dark blue. Now you can see over here, probably not quite, but I want to put that on top of, so that's on top of this other background, so they're on top of each other. Then, and again, I don't know if you can see that. You can't see that bit so well. Darken, lighten, overlay. Oh, let's go with that one. Okay, so see, with this is the color bit. You can see there is so much depth just from color. So, but we need a bit more. So another thing, and I feel like I can't do this in order, because when it comes to order, if I was to do them, it's kind of like doing all of them at once, but just think of them as separate rules, is depth and shadow. Depth. Actually, I should have, depth and shadow is the same thing, but you could separate them, I suppose. But if we go filter, details, no, we've got the wrong one. Oh, I've got okay. So I've got the 2 above each other, but I got them overlay. But to do anything special with like out of focus and all those sort of things, actually, is that really the best we can do? Multiply, screen, or maybe lighten, overlay, darken, lighten. You can just experiment with all of these. Soft light. Well, soft light doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't really jump out at you. Overlay. No, overlay. That was darken. Yeah, let's go with that one. And so we've got the blue rectangle above, and below we have the black and white image. And if I take the top one, go merge down, you can just see it there. Now it is all just one layer. So we now can go Gaussian blur, blur it out, and it gives so much more depth. And you can see that this is no longer, what's the word? Yeah, it's no longer distracting. Your focus is now on the wording and me. Or in your case, you. So, but I think we can do more with the background. So let's just jazz it up a little bit more, and let's go with this one, and let's just move this around. Oh no, we don't want to move me. Keep me on the third, and let's just move this around, make it a bit bigger, and put it behind me. Just makes me stand out a little bit more. But again, what we'll do is we will go here, Gaussian blur, blur it out. And I think what we might even do is go bloom and just kind of make it stand out a bit more. Not too much, not enough. There we go. So it's a bit of action. So what do we got? We've got meaning. We've got color. We've got position. We've got depth. Well, I think we can go a bit more with that. And when it comes to color, we still can go more, because the wording here, again, it is the wording. Just have a look at it. Actually, I want you to do something. Let's just get this nice and close. Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, and open your eyes. And what's the first thing you see? I guess it should be my eyes. But then, so the eyes, so if you have this on yours, your eyes will be getting someone's attention. But the very next thing is the words. And then it's like, which ones do you want to see first? I feel like simple needs to stand out way more than the other two. So there are ways we can do that. How can we do that? We can even just go here and we can highlight it. Simple rules. Now it's still blending a little bit with the black background, but we can make it a little bit better, I think. So what else can we do? You know what? I'm liking that, but rules, I think, is standing out a little bit too much. So let's just pull that back. And it's just about what is more important. And okay, that's good. And another thing is we have repetitive, what's the word? Repetitive patterns that we get triggered by when we see a pattern and there's one thing out. So if you're looking at a whole heap of thumbnails and all the writing is straight and everything, you won't notice anything. But if the one of them is just slightly out, you'll notice it. Oh, and here's something else. Actually, let's just do that again. Let's try something else. Let's go italic, and then we tilt that so it's straight. Yeah, let's do that with all of them. And we do italic, and then we straighten it up. That looks better already. Italics, and then we straighten it up. Oh, that looks good. That looks great already. Okay, I'm liking that. So the other thing, so what thing are we missing here at the moment? You know what? I think the rest of it comes down to depth and shadow. These are so important, because once I do this, it'll just make this even stand out way more than you even know. So does that even make sense? Now, can I just, I mean, I could move this fire in the background a little bit more. Oh, I kind of want it to stand out. Maybe. So the word simple is just getting a little bit lost. So let's just get a bit of, oh no, we want that to be a bit bigger and get rid of. So now we can just get rid of that. Yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah, that's better. All right. Again, it's just getting little things out of the way, not trying to be too much of this or that. And I mean, I would like it a bit more there, but no, we'll just go with that. We'll just go with that. Okay. 5 simple rules. Is that big enough? Maybe we could make simple a little bit bigger. And I find most of the time, I'll go a bit smaller. Most of the time it's just moving things around and just keep moving until you feel like everything just works. 5 simple rules. Okay. Now, like I said before, depth and shadow. Depth and shadow. Okay. So we've got this. Okay. So we've got this and we want a little bit more depth. So if I pick me and go drop shadow, now you can see there's a drop shadow there. And let's put that there. And then just blur it out a bit. And you can start to see that even though, blur it out, it just gives a little bit more depth. The only thing is, I feel like we've lost a bit of color there. So maybe let's try that again. Filter, drop shadow. I mean, we could drop shadow that side. Yeah, that could work. Or this side. Go there. All right, we'll do that. So that just gives a little bit of depth, and I reckon we could probably go with a bit more glow. What do you think? Yeah, we'll go with that. Five simple rules. So simple just needs to stand out a bit more. We can go with an outline. Does that work? Possibly. Possibly. Although we could go with an outline with black. That does seem to. Actually, what I'm going to do is let's go back to white. And then I'm going to copy this. And the one on top, I'm now going to take away the outline. And we're going to give it a bit of shadow. And let's just see if you can see what's, actually let's just go a bit more so you can see it a bit better. So shadow, let's go a bit darker. Distance, we don't want too much distance. Oh, that looks good. Opacity, Oh, there we go. Look at that. And maybe we could still do a bit of an outline. And then this one here, we'll go outline, size. Maybe. Well, maybe we could go yellow. Maybe. Oh, it's colors aren't looking great there. Okay, that's better. What do you think of that? Although we could, and again, it's always about fiddling, about trying to get things right. Maybe that's just a bit too dark. Yeah, that's better. All right. 5 simple rules. And then we go the one below. And to make that stand out even more, we also do a shadow for there. Go black. Let's just make that shadow stand out. Can you see that there? And we'll just get a bit there and then blur it a bit just to stand it out. And then we'll do the same for here. Shadow. So understanding these different rules will make so much difference. If we take the blur away, go opacity, you can just see it there. And well, you can't really. Hang on, let's focus right in close. All right, you can see it just there. And and you can about the same distance, just a little bit, and it's just enough for it to stand out. 5 simple. Simple. Just do we need to make it different colors? Let's just experiment with some colors here. Simple. Maybe. Could pink do? Okay. And again, it comes back to color. Color is everything. I mean, would you click on pink? Would you click on green? Just kind of is what I want, but it doesn't quite stand out. And if I have yellow, then I guess it's blending too much. It's not standing out. Blue. Yeah, I might go pink. Let's go pink. And maybe we could just make it a bit bigger. Let's go. Now it's going to upset below, but that's okay. You can still see it's pink and green underneath there, but let's just simple. Okay, 530. All right, let's go here. Let's go 530 for that one. And then we just move that back where we want it. Oh, 5 simple rules. Oh, that's looking better. Okay. 5. Maybe you could go a little bit bigger with this one. Yeah, look at that. And like I said before, a lot of it is just too much. Actually, I should put this is position. So everything is about position. And you can see I'm on 1/3. Even the word rules is in the middle third, and 5, well, that's kind of in the left hand side, and then simple is going across the 2. What do you think of that? I'm liking it. Oh, it's a little bit over the side there. Let's just get this one. Oh, and no, we don't want to move it across and up. And let's move that one down. Okay. I've made too many moves, and we just got to wait for it for a moment. But do you get what I mean? Everything needs to be simple, have meaning, make sure it's intriguing for everybody. The color, color has contrast and it gives depth. And if you have too many colors, it goes overboard. And like if we go back to here, you can see that if I move this up in the right spot, well, all right, and it just makes so much difference. 5 simple rules. And like I said before, we have position. We've added the depth and the shadow. And of course, the background is a contrasting darker color. The darker it is, the further back it will go. It still tells a story. We're still in a room where we're doing thumbnails, or we're on the computer, we're gaming, whatever. All of these different rules. If you just do these 5 rules, it'll just make everything so much simpler. So, 5 rules, that's it. So, the other thing is, if you want to make this even one step higher, like if you put you in there, you can have, like at the moment, sorry to keep going backwards and forwards. I mean, at the moment, we have the fire behind me, but it's not really affecting me. Well, we can go one step better, and we can make, so if you want to click here, can you see it there? Yeah. If you click here, then I will go through and show you how to actually level this up another step with giving glow around me, and in your case, you, to make your thumbnail so much better. So go do something awesome for God, and I will catch you in the next one.